Hello, beautiful people. We're live. Just doing some setup work. We're going to get started here very quickly. We're live. Just posting this real quick. Everyone as well. Just want to promote. Let's see here. So hot. Hello, hello. Welcome to the chat. We are about to get started with pasta from scratch. As people start to file in here. Tots, hello. What's going on? Thank you for joining me. I'm about to make pasta. The pasta we made in culinary school, or similar to it, I would say. There is an echo, so I'm just gonna mute this. Hold on, Tots. Let me just message a few people here. Um, Let me get. That's my dog. Mother. Cool, cool, cool. Hello, hello. All right, so let's get started with this pasta. Miso's out here chilling. Say hi to the chat, Mis. All right, so we're going to do a homemade pasta. And the key to this pasta, guys, is zero flour. I mean, you could definitely use all-purpose flour or salmonella flour, but definitely the best yielding pasta, the best yielding flour for this type of pasta is definitely a zero flour. So you want to try and get that if you can. Oh, there's me. So caught him in the act. Live on stream here. But yeah, definitely we're going to get started now with our homemade pasta. We're also going to make a bolognese today. And what else are we going to do? We're going to also make cacio e pepe from scratch. So a lot going on tonight. We just hit 50 followers. So thank you guys so much for being here and supporting. We're on our way to affiliate. We need a couple more streams, and we're trying to make some improvements on the streams. So bear with me as I try to figure out all of the things. All right, so pasta from scratch tonight. Super fun. Great way to do maybe like a date night or a family, bonding thing. I'm gonna measure out our flour. Like I said, the key to this, and let me know in the chat if you're hearing the background music and if you're hearing me okay. I'm experimenting a little bit with the background music, but I'm not sure if it's working. So do let me know in the chat if you guys can hear that. Do we have any wine? Ooh, I still have some. All right. Yes. Okay. The camera went off again. Just one sec, y'all. I am fixing it. Technical difficulties. I do apologize again. We are sort of figuring it out as we go here. I'm looking to try and get some better equipment here moving forward. But I think we're back. Yes, we are. Okay. Cool. So I am going to move this because this is totally in the way. All right. There's a lot going on right now. Need to settle down. We're going to make pasta. So where is my piece of paper? Here we are. Hello, hello. Y'all, let me know in the chat if you can hear me okay, and let me also know if you can hear the background music. I'm trying to experiment with some things. I'm not sure if it's working. So yeah, definitely let me know if you can hear the music and if you can hear me okay. So put that in the chat. But like I said, we hit 50 subscribers, or I'm sorry, 50 followers, which is huge. I'm trying to hit affiliate this month, so we got to keep working. We got to keep cooking. But like I said, we're about to start on our pasta. We're using zero flour. Probably the most important piece to our pasta making adventure. So let me just get my handy dandy paper. This pasta has two ingredients. Where did you get your apron? I got this from Headley and Bennett. I got this actually, I think, on a Black Friday sale. So I really like this brand. I went with a red because I know that red makes people hungrier. It makes me always super hungry. So yeah, like I said, guys, this pasta only has two ingredients, and that is zero flour, the all essential ingredient. I'm gonna say that a million times, but you guys gotta get yourself some zero flour if you're making pasta from scratch. So I'm gonna measure this out now. I'm gonna look for 455 grams. So this is a very similar, pretty much the same recipe as the recipe that I learned making pasta in culinary school. And that's actually where I learned about zero flour. I've never used zero flour before, but when I started using that, and if you guys hear the squeaking noises, that's just me still in the background playing with a toy. This is a pet friendly chat. So yeah, that's just him hanging out. So again, we're measuring 455. That's about a pound. Don't quote me on that. I was never good at math. So 455, we're at 370. So we got a ways to go. Again, this is not an exact science, right? We're just going to sort of adjust as we go. Yeah, so we're at 450, 454, which is right where we want to be. So again, this is 00 flour. Uh-oh, something's going on. Bear with me, y'all, as I figure out the camera switch. I've been really struggling with this, so yeah. But yeah, guys, let me know in the chat if you can hear the music. I'm really trying to figure out if the music's coming through on your end. Please let me know if you can hear it. So we've got 455 grams of flour, and then I'm gonna actually tar it out and zero it out and get close to 260 grams of egg. So that's one. Actually, I should have. That's. It should be roughly around 5 eggs, but we'll see here. That's two. And you'll notice that these eggs are actually darker yolks. I actually got darker yolks on purpose because I wanted to try them out. So they're actually richer than normal eggs, which are really, really good for breakfast. So this is our second egg. Again, we went over this in an earlier stream, but the way we crack eggs is on a flat surface, right? Not off to the side like this. You want to make sure you're cracking your egg at a flat surface. So we're at 163. Again, we're looking for roughly 260 here. And I was pretty much on the ball. I need one more egg. Hey, Mies. Hey. That's just Miso saying hi to the neighbors. But again, y'all, thanks so much for dropping by. Let me know in the chat if you can. I can slightly hear it. Okay, thank you, Tatiana. Jesus. Okay, let's turn it up just a tad bit. Let me know if this is too loud. I am, again, just sort of experimenting with some of this. So I'm still new to the biz. So again, we're making our pasta from scratch here. We're at 270, so that's a little over. What do I do? I'm just going to run with it. Actually, can't. Two. Take some out. Don't do this at home, kids. Okay. So roughly, our ratios are 455 grams of 00 flour, and then we have roughly 260 grams of egg. I used 5 whole eggs there, and I'm just sort of, the reason why I'm putting this in a bowl and not on the surface is because it's just cleaner this way. Another sort of culinary school trick. You can do that out in a lot of nonnas or Italian grandmas do that. But what I'm finding is that just doing it in the bowl is just so much more just cleaner, right? You can just sort of build your dough in a bowl and sort of mix it in. And then once it gets to a ball, then you could sort of bring it into the counter. Um, so yeah, I love your dog. He's so cute. Yeah, Miso. Miso's the cutest. He's a 1-year-old golden retriever. Um, he loves treats, long walks, dog parks. Um, yeah, he just loves it all. But he doesn't. He's still sort of still getting used to the stream. He's not used to me sort of filming like on a consistent basis. So um, yeah, we're still trying to figure things out. As you can hear him in the background. Uh, can you talk a little bit about the patches on your apron. Yes. So I got some patches. I just chose them out on Etsy. Um, I just wanted to find things that I identified with, essentially. One is I love carbs patch, which is pretty obvious, right? I mean, I am making pasta, so this is a very appropriate patch. And then I have a pizza patch, which who doesn't like pizza? And then I'm just trying to mix in all this dough here, y'all. And let me know, guys, if the music is too loud. Um, I'm sort of experimenting with it, but here this is why we want to make all this into. I mean, this is why we want to make the pasta in a bowl because usually when you go to a pasta making class, when you go to like downtown LA or wherever, and you're making pasta, you're making this here on the surface of a table, and it's sometimes a little bit messier. I find that making it on a bowl is so much more cleaner. So if you're just joining us, welcome. We are making pasta from scratch. We are using 00 flour, which is a very essential ingredient. It makes for good pasta and also for great pizza dough. So if you guys ever want to make pizza dough, I'm probably going to do one of these days. I really want to do a stream for pizza, but that's down the road because I just sold my pizza maker. Okay, so I have a confession. I don't like pizza. Tatiana doesn't like pizza. Wait, Tots, why do you have a crown next to your name? Are you a influencer or something? Are you an influencer, Tots? What is that crown next to your name? Or maybe that's a first time thing. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's crazy, Tots. You are crazy. So Tatiana, who's here, we went to culinary school together. We were on the same side um, of culinary school, and that just really means we saw each other a lot. No, I wish it's because I have an Amazon Prime connected to my account. Oh my God, Tots, you know that's like you that's a big deal on Twitch. Like, so if someone follows me on Amazon on their Amazon Prime account, it like means more for some reason. Like it like it I like it's I get there's certain payments and things like that. Long story short, if you follow someone on Prime account, it's actually a big deal for someone. So Tatiana, thank you so much. In addition to coming to my stream tonight, you also followed me on your Prime account, which is cool, which is crazy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But yeah, like I was saying, Tatiana and I saw each other a lot during culinary school. Um, and we had a lot of fun. I don't know. What did you think about culinary school, Tots? Tell us your culinary school commentary. What was your experience like? What are you doing now? I know you're in school now, but yeah, happy face. Yes. Oh, see, this is why you want to do it really in a bowl. So as you guys can see now, our pasta dough is shaping up here. Oh, this is looking great. So yeah, pasta making is a very, very, very messy process. Um, but it's also really delicious, especially this type. I'm super excited. It's coming along really nicely, and this is one of the reasons why we want to use 00 flour is because it's so much more easier to maintain. Okay, let's read what Tat Moog just said in the chat here. Tat Moog, well, it was such a cool experience for someone who is in love with cooking, and I got to meet people who love the same things as me. Yeah, totally, Todd. It's like that was my experience too. to be in like the same room constantly with people that just love food as much as me, and to be in those really important discussions. I think people really underestimate the small lessons you learn from culinary school. One of which is zero zero flour. I never used zero zero flour before this, and really having those weird, nuanced conversations on food was just so much fun. Yeah, had a blast. I'm so glad that I went, and I would do it all over again. If I could afford it, I would go through the pastry version of it and live stream it. That would be something. But yeah, it is freaking hot where I am. I wonder if Miso could turn on the AC. Should train my dog to do that. So, if you are new here or are in the chat, let me know where you're from, where you're streaming from. The last chat we had people from like Australia, from Texas, from Kansas. So yeah, let me know where you're streaming from. Definitely give me a broader range. Let's see what Todd said. See, that's what I was gonna do, but I don't have that patience for baking. Yeah, yeah. So totally, Todd. So I totally get it. I think baking is a different. It's a different part of the brain, right? So guys, this is what our dough looks like so far. It still needs some kneading. So this is sort of the exercise portion of the program where the pasta dough still needs some kneading. But if you're just joining us, we are using zero zero flour, 5 eggs in here. Very similar recipe to the recipe that we did in culinary school. And I was telling the chat here. I know there's a few new people in the chat. Usually when you're making pasta, you want to make it on a surface. The reason why I'm making it on a bowl is simply because it's just um, cleaner and more tidy. If you do it here, you can kind of get all over the place. You got to clean the entire table right after. Whereas here, you're compact, you're ready to go. I got to say, though, guys, this dough is really feeling amazing. It's due to the fact that we use zero zero flour. I know I've said that a million times, but people are using AP flour still for your pasta. And, you should go the extra mile and use zero zero flour. So it's not quite there because we want a little bit more bounce when we press the dough. So it's not quite there yet. So we're just going to keep kneading this sucker. But I really like where we're at. I mean, it feels really good. It feels very elastic. And if you've made pasta before with AP flour, in my opinion, is a little bit harder to maintain and to kind of shape. This guy is shaping up super nicely. So you can tell I'm just kneading the dough with the back of my hand. Again, just fold and knead, fold and knead, fold and knead. Anybody can do this at home. Who's this? Chad Kipling. What's the difference between types of flour? What's up, Chad? That's a great question. So I'll start with zero zero flour. Zero zero flour is finer, therefore it gives us a smoother texture. If you do something like a salmalina flour, it's rougher. So in some cases, like it'll hang on to the sauce a little bit more, but it's also much harder to knead. It also needs more moisture than zero zero flour. So zero zero flour uses about 5 eggs, or at least in this recipe. And AP flour is sort of the if you imagine a range, it's the very end of the range where it's rougher, it's harder to shape, and it's also it needs a little bit more moisture from the eggs. So it just varies on the type, but the reason why I'm using zero zero flour is number one. It's a traditional. It's more traditional. But number two, I'm really after like a more sort of al dente texture versus the tougher flours. So not sure if that answers your question, but from my experience, the pasta made with zero flour is just a better eating experience from a textural perspective. Does that make sense? I don't know if I answered your question. But guys, if you're new here, please drop a follow. I feel weird asking, but I'm just sort of getting started. C Walk, I see you, bro. C Dub, what up, C Dub? What's going on, brother? This would C Dub, if you're still out there, this would be a great date night for you and Bridget. You guys better grab some zero flour, get you some eggs, and make some pasta from scratch. Make that shit from scratch. So if you're just joining us, y'all, traditionally when you see someone make pasta from scratch at home, oh, thank you. Is that Chad? Thank you for subscribing, Chad. Um, it's nice to have you. Nice to have you part of the family. Thank you so much, and welcome to my kitchen, aka my happy place. So, like I was saying, most people really cook, or I'm sorry, prepare their homemade pasta on the table, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's so much more. I would say like more homey and like nonnas, which is Italian grandmas, would normally do that. The reason why I'm doing it on a bowl is because I can put my flour in here and my eggs in here, and it's not gonna go all over the place, and I don't have to clean up my table. Um, After the fact, right? So I can just do it all in here. And in fact, when I'm done kneading my dough, um, I can just put a saran wrap, let this guy rest, and then move on to the next thing. So tonight, guys, for this stream, we've got a lot of things going on, right? We've got, thank you, C Walk, aka C Dub, for subscribing. Number 52. Let's go. Um, yeah, we've got a lot going on tonight, y'all. We're making pasta from scratch with zero flour, the best type of flour to make pasta from scratch. We're also going to make a pasta bolognese. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Bolognese. But we're going to do that. We're going to make a pasta bolognese, and we're also going to make a very simple, very fast, easy to make cacio e pepe, which requires three ingredients: cheese, pasta, and pepper, right? Cacio e pepe. Cacio e pepe literally translates to cheese and pepper, right? So very simple. I might take a little spin on it, so don't roast me later on when I don't go traditional. C Dub is taking notes. Thank you, C Dub. Yvonne J. Lynn is asking, are you a white sauce or red sauce type of guy? I think it depends. I think the answer depends on the situation. Depends on. I'll answer it like a boozy bitch. It depends on the wine you're drinking for the night. Um, C Walk is a. We have a wine connoisseur on the chat, so make sure you ask your wine questions to C Walk. It depends. Lately, like I will answer it like this. Truthfully, my in my younger years, I would have gone white. But as I think I've gotten older, I've definitely preferred the more romantic red, especially in a bolognese. But or a bolognese. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I hope I don't offend any Italians out there. But definitely love me some bolognese, which is why we're making it tonight. I just absolutely love it. I think it's the source of all love. So our dough, guys, just so you guys can see, it's coming along. We're not quite there yet. I need a firmer bounce back from my press. I really like the texture. It's nice and soft. It's a little bit harder than Play-Doh at this point, so we're going to keep kneading. Some people are like, how long does it take to knead pasta? And the answer is it just depends. It depends on the room you're doing it in. It depends on the moisture. It depends on the flour you're using. It how long it takes is how long it takes. You can't just good food takes time, y'all. Good food takes time, and if you guys take away anything from that, it's that good food takes time. So we're almost there. We're just gonna keep kneading away. Um, what about your favorite pasta shape? Tough, tough. Tonight, what is my favorite pasta shape? I, I've, right now, I think it's one of those that changes as you live life. Um, it used to be, it used to be a beautiful bucatini. So if you've never had bucatini before, it's a hollow pasta inside. So it's like a spaghetti, but it's hollow inside. When you bite into it, it's that hollowness, like um, kind of has a little bit of sauce inside, so that's why I really like it. But right now, I really love a good maybe a pappardelle or a tagliatelle. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're new here, put in the chat where you're streaming from. We are making pasta from scratch. Thank you so much for joining us. Real quick, I've said this a million times on the stream so far, but I am using 00 flour, which is the most important ingredient in pasta making from scratch. And you can get that either online. If you live next to an Italian deli, they probably would have it. Um, your specialty supermarket might have it. So I do realize that it's sometimes harder to find, but it's definitely worth it. So we're just kneading away here. I do have a backup in case this fails us, but I feel pretty good about it. The textures is coming along really nicely. So let's see. It's got a good rebound. I'm going to give it another couple of minutes in terms of kneading. So again, just folding and kneading here. Um, sorry guys if my internet is breaking out. But yeah, I'm just folding and kneading. Uh-oh. And you just want to make sure you're getting a nice smooth texture. And you knead with the back of your hand, right? So I'm not sure if my stream is losing out. I think my internet's kind of bad right now. We're almost there, y'all. This feels absolutely really good. Hey, put in the chat if you guys can still hear me. I'm having some internet issues here. So let me know if you guys can still hear me or if you're still with me. Hopefully you guys can stick around for bolognese and cacio e pepe. Hello, hello. Chat. Frame rates though, the audio is good. Frame rate is rough, but the audio is good. Thanks, Chad. I am struggling a little bit with Wi-Fi. It should flatten out here in a sec, but I'm just gonna keep kneading. We're almost there, just a tad. Yeah, thank you, C Dub. Yeah, it's breaking up a little bit, but hopefully the Wi-Fi flattens out. If not, I will make some adjustments. Believe it or not, guys, the internet has been super bad uh, as of late. It's the struggles of working from home and streaming from home and things like that. So I think I like where we're at with our ball, with our dough. It's super, super soft. It's just, oh my God, this thing is beautiful. It's nice and cohesive. So I'm going to leave that there. That needs to rest for about an hour. So we're just going to let that go. I'm going to take some saran wrap and wrap that baby up. Actually, I'm going to actually put a damp towel on top so that I can so that I can rest. So I'm just gonna put a damp towel over this. Um, Gonna wring this guy out. All right. So, y'all, this is what our pasta dough looks like. I'm gonna keep it on the frame here for a sec because I know it's lagging a little bit, but see just look at how fast it rebounds. Hopefully you can see the frame rate, but you want it to immediately bounce back. Um, it's developing there. We're gonna let that rest for an hour while we build or while we start to cook our bolognese. So definitely hang out. We've got a lot going on in this chat here. So also chat, please do let me know if you can hear the background music and if it's too loud. I'm experimenting with some background music, obviously that are copyrighted. So let me know in the chat if it's coming out. So at this point, we've got our pasta dough resting, and now we're gonna make our bolognese. So I've got my blender here. We're gonna blend up a few things. Let me get some ingredients. I've got my onions, some carrots, some paste, tomatoes. It's not in the recipe, but I'm gonna go ahead and add it in. I'm gonna add a little garlic to this. Ooh, I should just add all of this. Okay. So the first thing I'm gonna do, y'all, is get a trash bucket for myself. I'm gonna peel some. I'm gonna peel some carrots. Bolognese is like, for me, it's like an act of love, you know. So heard it in the beginning of the stream, and now I can't hear it. Huh? That's weird, Tots. Can't hear it anymore. Anybody else can't hear the music? Let me know in the chat. I'm experimenting. Otherwise, I'll probably just figure that out after chat. But yeah, if y'all can't hear the music, do let me know. Um, playing around with some of the new features that as a streamer, I need to sort of get to know these things better. All right, so we're just working on peeling our carrots right now. The carrots and the onion. The recipe called for celery, so like a quick mirepoix, which is celery, carrot, and onion. But I did not want to pay extra for celery, so I'm a little cheap. I'm a guy on a budget. We can't afford nice things sometimes, and I just don't want to pay for celery. And I should be romantic. Oh, hold on, guys. Let me fix that. I do apologize, y'all. We're figuring this shit out right here. Newbie streamer in the house. So yeah, thank you guys for your patience. But it should be back on here pretty soon. Let me just double check. Yeah, we should be back on now. But yeah, thank you guys for your patience. But like I said, we are balling on a budget here because we did not. We're using some budget ingredients. I did spend a little bit more on the zero flour because as you guys have noticed in the chat, I'm pretty obsessed with it, and I love the texture that it provides when you're making pasta. But yeah, very so skip out on the celery. That's the only thing I skipped out on. So we're back, y'all. I hope everything's okay. Yeah, feed's looking good. Cool. So I'm just going to give this a quick dice. Nothing fancy because I'm gonna blitz these guys. So I'm just gonna give these a quick dice because I will actually blitz it in here, and you'll see why later on. But I'm just gonna give these a quick chop. Very rough chop, right? We're not looking for precision here because they are going to go into the food processor. The reason why they're going to go into the food processor is because we want to get them into little bits so that they cook much more nicely, and they marry in with the sauce. So if you cut these in chunks, throw them in there, and cook them, they're larger chunks that really don't incorporate as well as if they were bits. So that's the reason why we're making them into small bits. So that's just a rough chop, right? We're gonna throw them in our food processor. My cheap processor is just a cheaper blender. Again, balling on a budget, y'all. We can't afford a food processor right now. I guess that's why we're doing some streaming. But doing an onion. I'm gonna do. I love the flavors of a sweet onion, so I'm gonna do maybe one, maybe two onions here. I have two, so we'll see how it shapes up. But again, we're just looking for a really rough chop here. Again, tonight we are making pasta from scratch. If you're just joining us, we just finished our pasta dough. That's resting for an hour. Now we're making the base for our bolognese. And we're getting it going. So the base for the bolognese is a tomato and onions. The recipe that I've seen for these call for celery. I decided to skip on it because I did not want to pay an extra $2.99 for celery. Um, yeah, we're just doing a rough chop on the onions because it's gonna go blitz blitz right here um, pretty soon here. Just gonna do a quick rough chop. Oh, so guys, this is a cheap chef's knife. The reason why is because during culinary school, funny story, guys, I actually got my knives stolen during culinary school. Like my knife kit was stolen during culinary school. So I just had to sort of quickly try to replace them. It was such a sad, like I was so bummed because, you're in culinary school, like the biggest thing you own is like your knife kit, which is like $600 worth of knives. Um, I did try to replace them with like much more affordable knives, but yeah, it was definitely a hard thing to 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 swallow is to get your knives stolen. So nonetheless, we're moving on. It's all good. It's all good in the neighborhood. I'm just gonna get a bench scraper here and take our onions, put them in our little food processor. I love bench scrapers because they save you so much time and they take up so much space. Um, okay, it's just gonna go in here. Pretty soon here we're gonna start to build our base for our bolognese. I'm not gonna lie, I just really like saying that. And it's really delicious. I feel like making a bolognese is, I've said it many times before, it's an act of love, right? Like, and no bolognese is the same. Like, you'll make one bolognese and then you'll try to make it again. It never comes out the same, and that's sort of the beauty of it. See where that leads you, and really enjoy that process. So, I'm taking that dull knife out of here. So, we've got our onions in our food processor and aka our blender. And we're just gonna pulse this guy. Just gonna pulse. Really, really excited about today's stream. We're making my all-time faves. Bolognese. Oh, we should sous vide an egg, guys. We should sous vide an egg for the for we should sous vide an egg for the cacio e pepe. I think that'd be delicious. Put in the chat if you guys want me to sous vide an egg. Oh my god, I remember that. Everyone was losing everything, especially the towels. Yo, Tatiana, you like I was already on my externship when I lost my knives, but essentially like people stole my knives, so I don't know. I was sad, super super sad. You want to make a cook sad? Steal their knives. That's just one way of like ruining the good times. So yeah, definitely guys, put in the chat where you're from, where you're streaming from, what you're looking to see, what you're looking to learn. I put in one onion in there and 2 small carrots. I'm just gonna put in another onion. I think this is a foundational flavor for the bolognese. I'm gonna do that real quick. Um, yeah, Tots. Yeah, it was super sad. It was the worst. I was already on my externship, and I had come home at like 2 in the morning, and um, and then I woke up the next day, and cops were at my door saying your car got broken into, and then they were like, "What was in this? What was in your car?" And I was like, "Oh, my knives were in there," and it was a whole thing, and it wasn't covered by insurance. Can't remember why, but it wasn't covered by insurance. So sad, sad, sad. But here we are, guys. We're just doing a rough chop on our onions because we are gonna blitz them in the food processor. So this is really going to create the foundational base for our bolognese. Put in the chat if you're tired of me saying that. But yeah, guys, what do you guys want me to cook next? I know we've got a St. Patrick's stream planned on the 17th. Let me know what you guys want me to cook. But if you're new here, please take the time to shoot me a follow. It would really mean a lot to me. We're trying to grow on this channel and really just trying to. The goal for my stream is just to keep doing something that I enjoy, which is cooking. Just trying to keep doing that. Obviously, I have other things besides this, but I really enjoy cooking and really want to just do it for fun. And so that's sort of the emphasis behind that. So, guys, we've got our onions and our carrots um, in our food processor. So I'm just going to pulse it out a little bit. I'm just going to lift a little bit. That way it just cooks a little bit more nicely and more evenly. I'm gonna. It's gonna be still chunky, right? We're not trying to puree this thing. We're not trying to make baby food, right? We're trying to make like a chunky, bitty sort of. Um, there. This is good. It's bitty. So this is as close as I'll get to a sort of a food processor. But the reason why is like I'll cook this down, and this will incorporate better with the sauce. So that's why we're putting it into bits. Rather than putting chunks of carrots, celery, and onions into it, you're better off sort of putting it into bits so that it incorporates nicely with that sauce. So imagine adding this, cooking it with some tomato paste, some tomato sauce, or some tomatoes, and letting that marinate over time. All that flavor is just gonna come together. Okay, I believe. What else do we need to do? We need to cut up some guanciale, which is pig's jowl, which is the jaw of a pig. We need to cut them up real quick. I'm gonna cut some guanciale. We're gonna do that right now. We're gonna switch knives. Make sure we're doing a very sanitary process. I'm gonna cut some guanciale for both the um, for both the bolognese and for the cacio e pepe, so that we can use it for both. Um, let's see here. I'm gonna cut. Cool. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna do it all. Why not? Okay, so for this, I'm just gonna do long strips. I'm gonna do juliennes and then I'm gonna do small dices, or maybe a medium dice. It's not gonna be precise, but it's very, very aromatic. I can smell this guy. So again, I'm just gonna do planks and then I'm gonna go julienne. So these are planks, guys. So I'm going to demonstrate this now so that we can talk about this. When you're cutting into a dice, there's a process to cut towards a dice, right? So this is a plank. So cutting into multiple planks, and you do one thing at a time. So first planks, then juliennes, then dice. And this will make sense here in a sec. So creating my planks, I'm going for maybe half an inch here, half an inch planks. Okay. And so we have our plank. So this is our plank. Maybe I can put it here. So plank into a julienne, which is like strips, right? So that's a julienne. So I'm going to cut all these into juliennes right now, and I'll show you the next step. And this is just a more efficient way of cutting. And I'm just going for rough chops here, guys. So this is both going to be for the bolognese and for the cacio e pepe. Not traditional to add guanciale, which is what this is, to cacio e pepe, but I'm going to do it anyway because I got it and it's delicious. Usually a carbonara will have guanciale. Question, where did you end up doing your externship at? I ended up doing my externship at a place called Agnes, a restaurant called Agnes in Pasadena. You can wash my hands because I touched pork. It's was and still is a very, very good restaurant. I would definitely recommend it to anybody out there who's looking for a place to work or to eat. So delicious. It's great for brunch. Um, so yeah, definitely would recommend that. Uh, yeah, place called Agnes. Really, really delicious. So here's a plank. Here's a julienne. This is the progression of our cuts, y'all. And then now we're gonna do some dices. And these are just dices, right? These are just right. So you have your planks, plank julienne into dice. Yeah, so that just it makes it more efficient for us to cut. Let me know in the chat if that makes any sense at all, or if I'm just talking crazy. But yeah, what are you all most excited about? What do you all want to learn? What do you guys want me to cook for next chat streams? If you have any ideas for my St. Patrick's Day stream, I am open to suggestions. Thinking about corned beef, maybe. Maybe some Irish coffee, like a quick bartending thing. Maybe some. I know this is a gimmick, but green beer. Who knows? But yeah, so guys, we're cutting just this into cubes. We're preparing our just our mise en place for the bolognese. Just preparing our mise en place. And if you're new here, y'all, I do ask that you just shoot me a follow. It would be very, very helpful for me. I'm trying to reach a certain goal, and so yeah, just helping me out would be greatly appreciated. But I'm also super hungry. I haven't. Man, I'm super hungry. I need to eat before these streams because I'm fucking starving. So again, guys, the way we got to our dice was plank to juliennes, which are these strips, and then into the dice. This is just a more efficient way of cutting. And if you're cutting at home, cutting vegetables or anything, potatoes, carrots, whatever, this is just an easier way of doing it. And Miso has entered the chat. Everybody say hi to Miso. He's my 1-year-old golden retriever. He's under the table right now. So we've got our guanciale. And at this point, y'all, I'm going to start the heat for our I'm going to start the heat for what's the best way to just be right here? Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to start the cool. Got that. Get some of my spices, garlic powder, a little bit, red pepper, paprika. Not traditional, y'all. Not traditional. Delicious nonetheless. Hey, no, go, Mies, go. So we're starting our heat. I'm gonna put in some avocado oil. I use avocado oil because it's a high heat oil. Um, so I'm doing that, and then I need to find my. Oh, there goes Miso again with his toy. And some wine. All right, so while this pan is heating up, I'm gonna prep my ground beef. I have some ground beef and I have some Italian sausages, just so that I can mix a little bit of the flavors. Nothing too strong, obviously. Mies, Miso loves that toy. I apologize, chat. He's rambling away over there. If you guys want to donate to Miso's toy collection, definitely encourage. But I got a pound of ground beef here that I'm just gonna brown. Let's see. So my pan is smoking, so I'm just gonna add this in. You want to hear that sizzle? That means your pot is hot enough. You're just browning this. This is again just a pound of ground beef. This is 80/20 ground beef. You're just looking to get some browning on this because it's all going to incorporate into the sauce later on. And now that I think about it, maybe I should have gotten maybe another can of tomatoes. Oh well. We're gonna make do with it. Gino's in the house. Gino says I'm a slut. I completely disagree. I'm the opposite. Gino, welcome. We are making pasta from scratch tonight. We're making. We just finished making our bolognese. Or I'm sorry, we just finished making our pasta dough. So that's resting. Oh, guys, I wish you guys can smell this. Beautiful ground beef. Just I could just oh man, I could put that between two pieces of bread and call it a burger. So delicious. Okay, yeah, we want to just brown this, guys, almost very close to crispy. That's where all the flavor is, really, in my opinion. But yeah, like I said, welcome back, Gino. We are making pasta from scratch tonight. We're resting our dough. We're making it with 0 0 flour. I'm gonna say that a million times tonight. So we're resting our dough. We have blitzed our carrots and onions. That's going to be a base for our bolognese. We've cut up some guanciale, which is pork jowl, which is the jaw of a pork or a pig. And then we also are just browning our whatchamacallit. We're just browning our ground beef. Hey chat, let me know in the comments if you guys can hear the music. I'm really struggling with this. Let's see if it works. But yeah, welcome. If it's your first time here, please do make sure to drop a follow. Um, it would be greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated. We're having a good night. We're having a good night. I am thinking about pouring myself a nice glass of wine. Put in the chat if you think I should, or maybe I should wait a little bit. Are you guys subscribers of drinking and cooking? I don't know. You tell me. So yeah, guys, I'm just getting this super, super crispy or super, super brown. If this thing went hotter, I would. But I think just letting the oils cook off and just trying to be patient. I'm really, really excited about tonight. I think I've said this a million times that bolognese is really an act of love. And to me, it's just, it's so exciting. I'm so excited about bolognese. I'm so excited about cacio e pepe. Oh, guys, put in the chat if I should sous vide an egg for the cacio e pepe to make it a little bit bougier. Let me know if you want me to get bougie on the chat tonight, or if you want to scale it down. This is my little bit of my spice collection here. I just need a bay leaf. Oh, there we go. I'll maybe use 2 bay leaves. Three bay leaves. This spice collection was purely for when I made birria. Put in the chat if you want me to make do a whole stream on birria quesabaria. I love making that for Yvonne's friends when we had a holiday party. Definitely let me know if y'all still want me to do that. Okay. I'm gonna let this cook off a little bit more. Some normal human beings would probably pull this out because they're brown, but I want some more caramelization on the meat. That's where all the flavor is. Miso. Everybody in the chat say hi to Miso. He's barking at the neighbor or something going on. Miso. But yeah, just brown this, guys, just a little bit more. I'm gonna taste this because I'm hungry. Taste this here. Let me know in the chat if you guys can hear the music. I'm struggling with it. Let's see. Yeah, we're just cooking this off, guys. Okay. I feel pretty good about this. So what I'm going to do now is put this in a separate bowl. I'm going to separate these guys out to make sure. Let's see. I'm going to separate these guys out, and then I'm going to separate out the beef. All the oils from the beef, I'm going to throw that out or save it. I don't know quite yet. This itself is super good. Just give me some ground beef and some bread and some cheese. I'm happy. Fucking happy. Okay, so I'm going to take some gloves, pour these guys out. Whoa. Just throwing away the meat here, or the oils. Okay, once I've done that, now I'm going to put in my sausage. I also have some Italian sausage that I'm cooking off. Actually, scratch that, y'all. Should I do the Italian sausage? Yeah, you can do it. Yeah. I'm going to do some Italian sausage too. So same thing here, guys. I'm just going to brown the Italian sausage. This is about a half a pound of Italian sausage. So same pan. All the flavors are collecting in there. That's fine. Oh. I'm just going to put all my Italian sausage in. Get it some nice browning. I really want this to be it's like you can hear it. It's like piping hot, which is where you want it. So that way it browns much nicer. I'm gonna do this again and just let this guy brown. So I've got some Italian sausage and I've got some beef. So you can see a lot of those bold flavors um, kind of marrying together. It's going to contribute to our overall bolognese. So everybody's got a different way of making bolognese, right? So definitely don't be shy when you're experimenting. I like the sort of boldness of the hot Italian sausage with the beefy flavors of ground beef. And then later on, we're going to incorporate some of the carrots and a little bit of our spices and some tomatoes. It's going to be really, really good. Okay. Yeah, we just want to brown these again, guys. Again, this is just going to contribute to the flavors. We've got smelling so good. Oh, I wish you guys can smell that. I wish they invented smell-o-vision. It's so, so good. It's so good. All right, so this is good. I'm going to pull these guys out, and then I'm going to go on to the next thing. I'm just going to marry these with the ground beef because it's the same pot anyway. Hey, Miso, what's going on? Miso is barking at someone. Everybody say what up to Miso. If you guys have any dog questions, throw them my way. Put it in the chat. Okay, so we've browned that. We're gonna add a little bit of oil. Um, we're gonna do a little bit of the guanciale, not too much, and just brown that. That's gonna brown here. And our smoke is getting nice and hot. I can really smell the guanciale here. I'm gonna let this go for a little bit more, just so that I could reduce, the guanciale a little bit, get it crispy, nice and crispy. Let's taste this pork. Hey guys, camera feed went out. It's gonna be fixed in like 2 seconds. Just figuring out my equipment here. Um, we are, like I said earlier in the chat, we are balling on a budget right now. So some of the ingredients are maybe not the best, but in time, right? We gotta just grind it out just for a little bit here, so that we're making streams on a budget, but that's all right. I'm not getting paid for this yet, so I'm just trying to make do. All right, so our guanciale is nicely caramelized. At this point, I'm gonna add in my bitsy sort of sofrito, which is my carrots and onion. Right. So the reason again why we blitz them out is because they incorporate much more nicely with the sauce if they're blitzed out. all of this are sort of married together. It just makes for a much more beautiful experience, much more beautiful sauce. This will all come together. You guys will see this come together. It's kind of weird right now, but we want to make sure that we cook off the rawness of the onions and the carrot. Hey, miso. So doing that, we just want to make sure that this is cooking off. So that's going to stay there just for a little bit. Once that's cooked off, we've got to cook off our tomato paste. And the secret behind tomato paste, guys, and really this really either makes or breaks your bolognese is making sure you cook the tomato paste all the way through, right? Some people will cook tomato paste, they'll just kind of cook it and really be kind of gentle with it. You don't need to be gentle with tomato paste. You need to almost burn it. In fact, burn it, right? You really want to extract that flavor from the tomato paste. And the way to do that is from just by cooking it through. So hey y'all, if you're just joining us, we're currently making our bolognese. We finished maybe 45 minutes to an hour ago our dough for our homemade pasta. That's what it looks like here. We made that with 00 flour. And that's just resting. We're going to flatten that out a little bit later. We're just making the base for our bolognese. Thank you all so much for joining us. Let's see, what's the chat up to? If you're deaf, definitely look for the subtitles for the sizzle. All right. Yeah, like I said, guys, we're just trying to cook off the rawness um, of the onions and carrots. So this is gonna take a little bit longer. Bolognese it takes a long time. You know, it's again a labor of love, and I want this fire to get hotter. But because we blitz this, it makes it easier to cook. It makes it nicer to incorporate. So while that's happening, I'm gonna go ahead and open up our. I'm gonna go ahead and open up our tomato paste so that we're ready. The nice mini can of tomato paste. Should I pour myself a drink? Put in the chat if I should pour myself a drink here. Okay. So that's done. So this is nicely cooked off. You can really smell that. I'm gonna add a little pinch of salt to that. You want to make sure you're seasoning in layers and not just all at once. So season as you go. Okay, to that, I'm going to add in There you go. I'm going to put this guy on a separate bowl again, just so that I can add back in the meats. So we've cooked off the rawness. We've extracted a little bit of flavor from cooking it. This is going to go back in later. We want to put that in a separate bowl and add in the meats here. We're going to let this heat up a little bit, and then we're going to add in our ground beef and our ground pork. Nice. And to that, we're gonna add in. This is where we're building our flavors, guys. This is super, super, super important. So I want to say maybe a tablespoon of, tomato paste. Maybe a tablespoon and a half. So here, at this point, we want to make sure we cook our tomato paste. And to properly illustrate that, I'm gonna set a timer. It's I'm gonna set a timer. I'm gonna set a 10-minute timer, and it's probably not even gonna be done after 10 minutes. So let's see. But we're gonna incorporate this tomato paste. Make sure that it's nicely incorporated. We're gonna almost burn the tomato paste here, guys. Very, very important to extract as much flavor from that tomato paste as possible. And these are sort of the nuances of cooking bolognese, right? It's super, super. Um, it's very subjective. But these are some of the tips and tricks that I've sort of learned along the way. So I'm gonna let this guy go. And to that, I'm going to add a little bit of, this is where I'm going to add my spice, layer my spice here, if you will. Ah. Hey, Mies, what's going on? Miso is hungry, so he's hanging around the kitchen. We fed you, Mies. So I'm just going to add a little bit of dry basil here. Not traditional, but I'm going to add it in. I'm going to add a little bit of a little bit of paprika. Again, not traditional, but I'm going to add it in here. Paprika is not as spicy as cayenne, right? So you can be more generous with paprika. You want to be very, depending on your spice tolerance, you want to be very careful with your cayenne. Here, this is just where I'm layering flavors, guys. You can see where now I'm adding garlic powder. I'm gonna mix this in. So you can just imagine like layers and layers and layers of flavor. You have cayenne, paprika. You've got a little bit of heat from the sausage. You have the sofrito, which is and and what am I thinking? The onion and the carrot. Sorry, guys. Um, and then you also have the flavors developing from the tomato paste, which you're cooking through. Um, oh, that's smelling so nice, so nice. And now, I want to add a little bit of, again, not traditional, don't roast me, but I'm going to add a little bit of cumin. I just really like the depth of a cumin, cumin, if you will, because I just really like it. I just love the depth of cumin. And this is a hot take. I'm gonna add a little pinch of cinnamon. A little goes a long way. So yeah, just mix that guy in. Okay, So we're still cooking. At this point, we've layered in our spices, but really our intention at this point, y'all, is to make sure that um, we're cooking through our tomato paste. That's really what we're after. We want it to be as cooked through as possible, and really on the borderline of burnt. So I'm gonna taste it now, um, just to get it, just to get a sense of the flavor. Now, still needs a good way, but I like it. I like it so far. I'm gonna add a little bit of red chili, just for a little bit of spice, and just another pinch of cayenne because I'm really not quite tasting the heat there. And you could layer these spices, y'all. It just depends. Hey, y'all, if you're just joining us, welcome. We are making ourselves some bolognese. We're layering our seasoning and spices. Earlier today, we made our pasta dough. That's resting now. It needs to rest for a little more than an hour, so we're just gonna let that guy rest. Oh, oh man, the flavors on this thing. Mmm, so good. All right, at this point, y'all, I'm gonna add in my white wine. I'm gonna add maybe a cup of white wine. So I'm just gonna eyeball it, and I'm gonna let that guy reduce. I'm gonna let that guy reduce until it's dry, right? So I've just poured in my cup of white wine. I'm gonna reduce that all the way, um, and then I'm gonna add my tomato paste, or I'm sorry, my diced tomatoes and my cream. Woo! And then I'm gonna add our sofrito back in. So, guys, here it is again. We're layering these flavors. See how complex this bolognese is. There's unbelievable complexity in this bolognese. It's just there's so much layers of flavor. So we're gonna let that wine uh, and the tomato paste cook through here. I'm gonna add a little bit of. This is so not traditional, but I'm just cooking with my heart, right? Just kind of seeing where this goes. There we go. We got some little bit of brown sugar, just a tad bit. We got some cinnamon. We got some brown sugar. We got some cumin. Not traditional. Not traditional, um, for sure. But I think it's gonna be delicious. Oh, I think we run out of steam here. We run out of gas, so we're just gonna replace our gas. Here we go. That's why the fire has been flaming out. There we go. We're gonna let that guy go. Okay. So how's everybody doing out there? You guys have any questions? How do you guys like this recipe? What do you guys want to see? Um, where are you guys streaming from? Oh, that looks so beautiful. The layers and layers of flavor. Okay. So once the wine has completely reduced, because I know so because it's dry, I'm gonna add in our sofrito. So we're gonna add that back in. And now I'm gonna let that guy cook for a long time. I'm gonna add in my bay leaf so that it's starting to incorporate its flavors in there. And I'm gonna get my food processor back in here and actually process some of the diced tomatoes that we have. So I didn't get San Marzano tomatoes, which is like the good batch of tomatoes, which is fine. Um, ooh. So I'm just opening these guys up. These are our canned tomatoes, and I just got different brands. Again, not San Marzano, which is probably what you would want. Just got some knockoff brands. And honestly, we had some left over, so I'm just looking to use them. Again, this stream is balling on a budget right now. We're a low budget stream, so we got to make do with what we have. And this is including the ingredients that we have in our kitchen. So we're making do. We're making do with what we have. Hey guys, let me know in the chat if you guys can hear the music. Um, I'm not sure if the Spotify music is coming through. Okay. Oh, that's looking delicious. That's looking so good. Okay, so we've got our canned tomatoes in our food processor slash blender. We're gonna turn it on. We're gonna put it on high. We're gonna let it go. Okay, just a quick pulse, just a quick go, and we're just gonna pour that guy in there. And that guy needs to cook really for fucking a long time. Ideally, a bolognese should cook for like 3 hours. Obviously, because this stream isn't this. Probably this is. I'm planning for a 3 to 4 hour stream, so it's probably not gonna cook that long. But we're gonna try to cook this off as much as we can. So I'm just gonna add some, maybe a cup of heavy cream. To just add a little bit of flavor in there, and also because we added tomatoes, what is one of the biggest rules on the stream is don't forget to season your tomatoes, and bolognese is definitely um, no exception. So we want to make sure we're flavoring our tomatoes. So this is our bolognese here so far. I think from the looks of it, I might have gone a little overboard and put too much tomatoes, but it's going to reduce down. So I think we're going to be okay. Um, yeah, looks super solid. Okay, just adding another couple pinches of salt. This is Diamond Crystal Kosher Salt, which is what we talked about in an earlier stream. Again, a bolognese should cook for like 3 hours. Like, no joke. It should be simmering for 3 hours because you're developing the tomatoes flavor. So I'm going to put a cap in this. I'm going to put this in the back burner. I'm going to put this guy in the back burner on my stove so that we can start to simmer it, and then we can also start to build or start shaping our pasta. The fun part. So, if you guys are just joining me, thank you so much and welcome to my stream. We just finished, I should say, we just finished the bolognese. We're going to put it on a simmer on the back of the stove. It's on the back of the stove now. So we're transitioning we're about to roll out our pasta, which is really the fun part of this stream. So stick around. We have a lot going on. We're making pasta from scratch, which you'll see here. We're making bolognese, layering of the flavors. And here, let me just check on. layering all the flavors and making sure that it's at a simmer. So again, the bolognese can go for a very, very long time. So we're gonna let that guy go. We're gonna clean our station here for a sec, and then move on to the next best thing. So we're gonna clean up our act here. Make sure that our station is nice and clean and presentable for all of you. So welcome if it's your first time here. Can we substitute meatballs for human balls? Tough question. I want to say if you're really in a bind, definitely substitute meatballs for human balls. Um, but try to get meatballs. And try to make your own meatballs too. At that. But yeah, if you're new here, y'all, make sure you drop a follow, please. Please, it would really, really help me out. But we're moving on with the stream. We've got our pasta that we're about to roll out. Looking really good. It's expanded since the last time we've seen it, so that's good. We're about to flatten it out. We're just cleaning our station here for a sec, making sure we're nice and tidy. This pasta dough was made entirely with 00 flour and some eggs. It's looking really, really good. It's looking really, really delicious. I can't wait to make it with you guys. In order to flatten this guy out, we're going to need some help from our handy dandy stand mixer. The handy dandy stand mixer. Man, I can't believe the Spotify isn't working. Okay, so we got our stand mixer here, and I'm trying to figure out the best way to teach you guys. So maybe I'll do this. Let's see. Maybe we'll do this. Hey y'all, if you're just joining me, thank you so much for hanging out with me. It's a pleasure having you guys here. If it's your first time, please